Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January, early February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as usual and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cancerians. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we got for you this week, my friends. Talk to me, my guides. What do we got for Cancer? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. What's up with Cancer, please? Nice and quick. Thank you. Okay, this is a very dreamy type of energy, and it's not uncommon to see this with water signs. Okay, I like it. All right, it could mean various different things, though. We're going to have to dissect it a little bit, Cancer, but the mind, the sleep states, these are very important things for some reason. Now, before we get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Have a look at this card. So you see this individual, they're wearing a sleep cap, they're in their PJs. The background is very etheric looking. There's dream catchers and nonsensical imagery happening here. So we do think of the sleep states. It could even be meditations being important for whatever reason, whether it's something you're doing or spirit might be asking you to do, like still your mind, calm your mind. You might be thinking more than usual, but I like seeing this energy with water signs because I feel like it taps into the inherent creativity that a lot of water signs have. But make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation with this card, okay? Or spirit might be trying to speak to you through dreams and the dream state, but this might be somebody having issues like sleeping at night, so that's something that's very important. Make sure you're getting recharged. Let's get into tarot, though. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff flowing. Let's shuffle it up one time for you, my friends. What do we got for the Cancerians this week, late January, please? And yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote, but it's interesting to see that dreamy-like energy to start us off. So, last week's reading, pardon me, I always try to keep the titles as simple as possible. It was titled They Are Nervous, so I was picking up a big anxiety or nervousness, okay? Whether that's you or someone you're connected to, it was showing up last week. And it kind of fits in with this mental energy we have here with that dreamy card. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is never set in stone. It's very fluid. Only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe. We could be seeing someone else's. Let's get these 3 cards out here. What do we got for Cancer? We're going to hope for some optimism as always. All right, wow. So we're starting with a bang, and that is your card here. We are starting with the Chariot for the Cancerians. I like that. Let's keep going, though, because we still have a lot to pull. It's important in a Cancer reading, and I'll explain to you why, but heavy action. All right, 9 of Swords. This is a very common card this week. Nothing to, like, really freak out about. We're seeing this link to sleep showing up once again, so the Oracle is showing face in the tarot. Let's get one more. But I've been seeing a lot of 9 of Swords around a lot of people. Okay, yeah, the mental energy in action with double swords here. We have the 2 of Swords on the back end. This could be a big card of mystery here. Some of you might be really nervous about the unknown in this time, or there could be certain issues or situations you're going through where like the end result or the end game might not fully be in view. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff going. Position number 1, the Chariot. So like I was already saying, this is the card that represents you. So in my simplistic reading style, when we clarify it, it could tell us something that's coming towards you, something you're going towards, or a way you might be feeling in this time. However, the Chariot is one of the biggest cards of action, movement, determination, moving forward with purpose. Okay, it could also represent distance and travel, all that stuff. But this is a card of like massive speed and action. Okay, so we really want to see what it's about. I always give the little caveat with the Chariot card that we need to remember that the Chariot was initially made as an instrument of war. So you might be a little more combative than you normally are when that card shows up. Now, moving to the center, we do have the 9 of Swords. So it links back to this sleep state and I'll explain to you why. Once again, this little wound tight nervousness is showing up. This little anxiety is showing up, which was in last week's reading. But when I see this card, it's very common for somebody to have sleep issues or have a hard time falling asleep, tossing and turning. Watch out for nightmares when this card shows up. So there is some anxiety still lingering on from last week's reading. We want to see what this is about when we clarify it. The Nine of Swords is also one of my cards of the paranormal. Okay, so you might be a little more sensitive than you usually are to paranormal situations and things happening, but we're not going to go down that path too much. We're just going to put that down right here. And the way the energy is flowing, if you look down in the box, the way we go from the action to the nervousness to the mystery of the Two of Swords, that's why I'm saying, like, the end result of something where the future itself might be weighing on you in some sort of way, we have the Two of Swords. All twos in tarot could represent being at a crossroads, okay? Being at a crossroads in life or needing to make a choice, make a decision. This card is a little bit indecisive. It could also represent confusion, but I always say this is one of my biggest cards of mystery. The unknown, the unexpected, the surprising. So we really, really want to clarify this and see what it's about. Now, just to tie everything together before we start clarifying, the fact that we have a major arcana being the Chariot, and two cards of the air element. Air is all about communication, yes, but it's also about the mind state, the mentality. So we've been seeing it ever since this Oracle card. There's a lot going on in the mind this week. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper, Cancer. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, so let's get a good shuffle for my Cancerian, see what's going on. And once again, this doesn't all have to be your energy. It could be somebody else, but let's see what's up. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research as the deck almost jumps out of my hands. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Chariot. And as always, if you're a reader yourself or you're just trying to learn, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to the Cancerians, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Chariot time. What's all this movement about? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we have the Eight of Cups clarifying the Chariot. Yeah, this is something making its way out. Like, all right, I'll see myself out. Or there could be something that you're just like over it. Or this could easily be like something making its way out of your sphere of influence, out of your life. Now, for a portion of you, this could be something that you've seen, you've decided in your life that you don't need it, you don't want it. And now if you're cross-watching, this doesn't mean that's how your Cancerian feels about you. Don't get upset. But the Eight of Cups is another movement card. So we're seeing that tug. It could be to and from. There could be a lot of back and forth, second guessing, of course. But the way this first intuitively felt to me is like a problem has been identified, whether it's a feeling, a behavior, whatnot, and it needs to be moved on from. It's like, it's time to move on from this. Okay, whatever this is to you. Okay, that might be something you already know. It might be ringing bells when I say it. It could be something you identify really soon, but you could be very tempted to move past or move on from something here. I want to see how the rest of it plays out. Or there could be a flight response as well. Like somebody could be having a flight response, like fight or flight, and this is most definitely a flight response. But let's go in on the Nine of Swords. I'm not going to really linger here too much. I don't want to say endings because we still have a lot of cards to go. I'm not seeing ending cards just yet, but let's go in on that Nine of Swords. Tons of action and movement, though. I'll say that, Cancer. Let's see what's up with that Nine of Swords. Thank you. Okay. So here's what I see the nervousness about. For some of you, absolutely watch out for like over celebrating, over partying, over consumption of anything. We have the Four of Wands, the good old 11-11 card underneath the Nine of Swords. Now, to me, this is usually a card of stability. It's a card of the home. It's a card of the household. So some of you might be having issues or stresses in regards to your place of living or people that you live with. But a big vibe with this card is like Spirit really trying to get your attention, especially if you've been having sleep issues. Watch out for the dreams. Spirit might be trying to send you messages for sure. This could be a powerful omen of some sort. So it wouldn't surprise me in the coming days and weeks, whether it's through number signs, synchronicities, Spirit might be trying to guide you and send you very powerful omens to help guide you in a specific direction. But for a portion of you, if this is still like nervousness or anxiety that's lingering from last week, like if that reading was hitting for you and this energy is still lingering around, I feel like the Four of Wands clarifying it could represent somebody feeling like they're standing on shaky ground. Like there's a lot that's undecided. There's a lot of unknowns. And I see it here with the Two of Swords as well. Like there's a fear of the unknown. There is something about the future or the unknown here. So let's go in on that. And that is a common way for human beings to feel, right? Like we all fear the unknown to some extent, but it's a little more elevated here. Let's go in on that Two of Swords. Unknown details. Let's just see what's up with the Two of Swords. That might shed some light for us. So why is the Two of Swords here, please? Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow card. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, makes complete and total sense to me. Like there is something you might just really, really want to like just get over with or know. We have the Hermit in reverse. For a portion of you, you could be having issues with Virgos. That could absolutely be it. But when the Hermit shows up in reverse, this is an energy of revelation or things coming to light. So if there is some sort of unknown or hidden situation or where you don't know all the details, the unknown is bothering you, I feel like that could absolutely come to light in this time. Things could be revealed here for sure when the Hermit shows up in reverse, because this is action. I always say expect the unexpected when this shows up. So we've been seeing this little energy of the hidden, the unexpected, the unknown since the very beginning. Okay, now I'm not saying that someone's like scared, or I mean, we did have the little nervousness in the center, but you just want, there might be something that you're just ready to know. Like, listen, I just want to know what's the answer. I need to know. It's driving me crazy. Like, what's it all about? What do I need to know here? So for a portion of you, it can be related or connected to spiritual things. For some of you, it could be things you're going through. There's like a lot of unknowns and you really need to get down to the bottom of it. That's a vibe. So there could be unexpected situations or issues that you're going through that you just really want to get to the bottom of. All right, or things that could pop up. Let's go through and do a quick recap because we have a lot going on here, Cancer, and I don't necessarily feel like this is all your energy. This could be someone else too. But in the beginning, we have the Chariot with the Eight of Cups showing up in the upright. So this is movement and action. You might be identifying something in your life that like you feel like it needs to go, or you're over it for whatever reason, you know it needs to be moved on from. Moving to the center, we have the Nine of Swords with the Four of Wands. Watch out for the big, powerful omens from Spirit. They might be trying to get your attention, specifically if you're having sleep issues. Watch your dreams, journal them down. But this could be somebody who feels like the floor is shaking beneath them, somebody who's like nervous, just like we saw last week. It's showing up here. And make sure you're not over-consuming or over-partying as well, because this could be concern about somebody doing that. On the back end, we have the Two of Swords with the Hermit in reverse. I've been seeing it since the middle too, like the fear of the unknown or somebody concerned about what's going to happen. There might be something you're just ready to know about. So whether it's like issues or situations you've been dealing with, the energy of revelation could come to light. So there could be certain details that are made known to you, or the unexpected becomes the known. So expect the unexpected in this time. Please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one shadow card here. See if it gives us any more detail. Interesting reading. Okay, so what's going on for the Cancerians, please? And yeah, I'm using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. It's one of my favorite decks to use specifically for this. So let's see what we got. What's in the shadows for Cancer, please? Whether it's something new or something old. Let's see. Okay, the Nine of Cups. Okay, not counting your chickens before they hatch is a big thing with this. It's a card of wish fulfillment. I usually say sometimes like the grass isn't always greener on the other side when we have the Nine of Cups too. But a big thing with this card is it's very warm, very inviting. So I would say in this time, be cautious about who you're letting in. Don't be overly generous. It's good to be kind and generous to those around us, those that we care about, but there should be limits involved with that. Don't be too giving when the Nine of Cups shows up in the shadows, even though that might be your base instinct to be loving, caring, and giving. Don't give too much of yourself. And another thing we have to watch out for, we saw notes of it in the spread itself, is that of overconsumption, over partying, or anything like that. Because if there's things you've been trying to refrain from, you could be tempted here when we have the Nine of Cups in the shadows. So my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, adorable Smith Tiny Tarot. This is the deck I used in this week's readings. So if you'd like to get your hands on this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments which one of the cards from this week's readings you thought was most adorable. Which one do you like the best? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.